Good morning, my beautiful people. Well, maybe when you watch this, it's not morning anymore, but it is morning for me right now. And I'm here in McCalla, Alabama. McCalla? You know I always butcher the name, so I'll put it down here below. Guys, this is kind of like a PSA to those that want to become hotshot drivers. And I'm not frowning on you guys. I think it's a really cool job, and it's actually, I like it because you're in an actual pickup, and whenever you go somewhere, you can actually drop your trailer, like this one here, and go do regular car stuff without having to worry about a big old semi. But please, guys, when you get into this, before you get into this, make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's. Make sure you try to put together a list. One being power impact. Now, I don't know all of them because I've never really done this, but when you're gonna go out here, get a couple of spare tires for your trailer. Get at least 2 spare tires for your trailer. Get you an impact, an electric impact. Get you a good jack, a really good jack. Not the jack that comes in your truck. An actual, 2-ton, 3-ton, like a heavy jack. Don't spare the money on that stuff because you can get into situations like my buddy here that, oh my gosh, last night, guys, I stopped. Yeah, y'all are probably bored of hearing this, but for no particular reason, I stopped at this truck stop, which I never really stop at. And I was eating something. I guess there is a particular reason, this one here. So I was eating something, and this gentleman came up, and he asked me if I had some tools to help him out. So he apparently stopped to get something to eat at McDonald's here, and he ran over something and blew out 3 tires. One on it, well, they're actually, both of them are on that side. So it's this tire on that side and that tire on that side. And one of his outer, because he has a dually, one of his outer dual tire, he blew them all out. And the reason that this is like this, guys, is because he was going to try to limp it like 8 miles to a Pep Boys to be able to get those tires repaired and all that, and then back on the road. Because, now here's the biggest reason I'm trying to tell you this, guys, is that the Love's Truck Stop, which no fault to the guys that work here. It's not that they don't want to work on them. Here is what I understood from what I went in there to ask. I went in there and I wanted to hear it from the horse's mouth, because he did ask them to help, and he, of course, he was going to pay for it, and they said they couldn't. Here's what I gathered from that. So they're not really set up. They don't have these type of tires, first of all. They don't have these type of tires. And second thing is, they don't have a torque wrench that is set up for low torque stuff, like would be this here. This wouldn't be a high torque like on semis. I think it's 140 pounds that they put on the semi trucks. So a lot of these companies will not be liable and won't do the work if they don't have the correct tools, because they don't want to be liable to a lawsuit because they didn't torque that down, the nuts come out, and then you have a way bigger issue, big lawsuit on your hands. So they don't even touch this. Not that the workers don't want to do it, is that they don't have the equipment to do it. Now, I spoke to this gentleman in this one a little while ago, and he said that TAs and Petros will more likely help you, because that's where he goes when he has a problem like this. Now, don't take that with a grain of salt, because do your own research on that, because I have not asked them, but I did ask here at the Loves, and I have not asked the pilot nor the Flying Jet. So as far as the Loves, they more than likely will not do it. Now, is there somebody that will actually do it for you? Hey, maybe there is, but here at this one, that's what they told me. Now, let's talk about another thing. As the reason I'm telling you about the jack, guys, is because this particular driver here had a jack, but it was one of those pump jacks, but a very weak one that didn't wasn't rated for what's in here. So we have a G-Wagon in here and an Aston Martin. And the G-Wagon is extremely heavy. As you guys know, anything Mercedes is extremely heavy, and that's the big boxy SUV. And we could not get, for the life of us, with that floor jack, we could not get this tire right here off the ground. We could not get this, so he had this was one of the blowouts. And this tire was on that side, so we switched it over here. And he was just gonna limp it like this, which was high enough off the ground, and if he took it slow, he would have been fine. But so we couldn't get it off the ground, right? So we went and got the bottle jack that was in the Dodge pickup, put it here, as you can kind of tell, it's kind of bent here. This is where we picked it up at. And it started going up, but not high enough. So I've seen in the past somebody that has actually lifted the trailer with this jack here. Well, we did, and it did work, but as he was turning this crank right here, it snapped, and the inside of this thing snapped. So we couldn't get it, so no longer could we do anything. It had to stay like this. Now, problem is that we tried, and as you can tell, this thing is kind of beat up to heck right there. And we could not, for the life of us, get this to turn back so he could leave. So the reason he's not here right now is because he's actually gone to the Home Depot and Pep Boys to go get the tires repaired, and gone to Home Depot to go get a saw, because we tried this driver over here. Shout out to this guy. I'm the worst with names. Shout out to this guy right here, amazing guy. I wish I would remember his name, but I don't. But CFI, you got a great driver over there. Great person. But anyways, us three, we were trying to figure this out, and we could not. It would not crank up. It would not do anything. We put all bunch of stuff in here to try to turn it. Of course, the angle here with these two pieces of iron coming up won't let, let's say, like a pipe wrench go in there, which probably would have been worked the best, and it didn't work. So the solution was to go get a electric saw, come back, hook everything back up, jack it up again to get the pressure off of this, cut this piece with the electric saw, and then lower that jack back down onto the truck, and then he should be good to go. And then he also went and bought some bigger jacks to be able to fix those two tires. Not trying to scare away any of you guys that are planning on doing something like this. I really in reality, that didn't make no sense. But I really don't know what kind of money this makes. If it's good money, decent money, if you should just skip this and go straight to semi. But if you really want to do this, I'm not discouraging you from doing this. Do it, by all means do it. But make sure, like I said, you dot your I's and cross your T's. He actually said that he spoke to his boss about getting all this stuff put in his truck, and his boss kind of shrugged it off. I'm not gonna say the gentleman's name, even though I know him. One of the most amazing guys. The people that I meet out here is what's more important than any of all this stuff. Is amazing. This guy is one of the most amazing guys. He's actually from Illinois, not too far from where the yard is, where our main office is, up in the Chicago area, Chicagoland, let me say that right. So just a great person. But I'm not gonna say his name because I don't wanna get him into any trouble or anything like that. I just want you guys that are in the market to becoming a hotshot driver. Like I said, there's a 2-car hauler. There's all kinds, right? That guy there is hauling probably, I don't know if that's non-CDL, but he's hauling those crates right there. A lot of people get into it for the car hauling part side of things, which this is. and there's not another one out there right now. But like I said, if you're wanting to get into this, make sure you have all this stuff, at least those essentials, some essential tools, a little tool set with some ratchets that are and wrenches and sockets that are big enough that you would be able to take something like that off if you had to take your lug nuts off, because I have a set, and we actually, with my ratchet set or with my DeWalt Impact, we were able to take that off without any problem. Now, I don't have a torque wrench to torque it back down to spec, but we were going to be able to get him down the road and do what he had to do to continue on, because I think these things were going to Dallas or something like that. So take this information with a grain of salt, but also, if you're interested in this, really do your research. Check what truck stops can actually assist you and help you out to be able to be successful out here, because there is success in everything that you do. You just got to do it and try to make sure that everything is lined up for you to be able to do it. Don't come out here trying to do it with minimal amount of money, because for some crazy odd reason, that's when things go wrong. And then, not that the driver of this truck doesn't have any money. I'm talking about if you're going out to buy your own truck and trailer and all that stuff. If you're planning on doing that, just do your research. That's all I can say. Research, research, research.